So years ago, my sister bought me a wood hauler. I'll show you what it is a little closer up in a minute. And I use this wood hauler. It's basically fabric with handles. You lay it down, put firewood in it, and carry it up. I carry it from my big pile to my front porch, which I'll be stacking it here in just a second. But there's a couple things that I don't like about the current iteration of this. You can see I've got about 5 logs in here, and the handles are closed all the way up, and I can barely reach it together with 5 logs in there. And so I'm not a small child. I can carry more weight than that. So one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to create one that can hold a little bit more, and this one's been through a lot. So yeah, we use this, bring it up to the front porch, pour out our wood. You can see this one has been through a lot. My sister gave this to me. Here, let me back up so you can see the whole thing. But basically, it's fabric that spreads out, 2 handles. I've been using it for years. My sister's like, "Oh, you actually like using that?" Yeah, I do. But it's nice. One, it carries wood. Two, you know, you could carry almost as much or more in your arms, but if you got clothes that you don't want the pile of wood up against it, it's nice to just put this in the handles, carry it, and then drop it. So we take this and put it by the stove or on the front porch rack right here. But anyway, we're going to try to improve on this today. Welcome to my nice clean garage. Yeah, right. Actually, you don't see a lot of the mess. That's good. But a clean space, working space, is a safe working space. Right, Mr. Farnell? By the way, happy birthday to Mr. Farnell. It's his birthday on the date of this recording. But Mr. Farnell was my woodshop teacher, and I now have a master's degree from college, but my woodshop class in high school is probably the most influential class and most important class I ever took. Anyway, so I was going to create a handle. I was going to take just find some PVC pipe and use those as a handles. I need a little bit of a rigid handle. Unlike these handles can fold over because the fabric is made to stay wide enough, but I'm going to be using some rope. So I need a handle that's going to keep the wood separated, so I need a rigid handle. So I'm going to use, actually I found an old fiberglass handle of a rake. I'm going to use that. I'm going to cut it about 10 inches wide to keep the ropes apart. 10 inches because in my firewood shed, the most pieces are about 16 inches. So if I keep the ropes 10 inches apart, that should be enough to keep it wide enough to balance, but yet not so wide that the wood falls through. So I'm going to go cut 10-inch pieces off this fiberglass rake handle. Okay, I have pull tape. This is cable tape that is used to pull electrical wire through conduit. I have over 500 feet here. This was used for my Spring Hill campground, pulling it in. This is rated for, I forget exactly what it is, but I believe it's over 2,000 pounds. So this should be plenty strong enough, and it shouldn't get the wood shouldn't get caught on it and get it so it's unthreading and whatnot. It should be strong enough to handle that. So I remember the main reason I wanted, besides this getting worn out, the main reason I wanted to remodify this is make it bigger so I can carry more. So if I measure from handle to handle right now, I'm about 46 inches. So folding that over, that's about 23 inches. So I want to be able to have a longer strand so that I can loop and get at least 50% more pieces of firewood in my holder as I carry it back, so I don't have to make as many trips back and forth. Okay, I cut off some of the tape. Haven't cut it to length yet. I'm just going to run it through the handles here real quick. Oh, I guess I should hold this up high enough so you can see it, huh? So there's one handle going back through the other side. This is real technical. All right, I've got the old carrier laying on the floor. Kind of looks like a beaver pelt. And I'm doing that just so I can get an idea of the length. I want to be about 6 inches longer on either side. So I'll put my handles out there, bring this rope back around. And so if I knot it here, I don't want to get it too extremely long or I'll lose control, but I do want to be longer so I can have more wood. So I think I'm going to knot this about like this. Rope, extra rope there. Square knot. Cut the extra off. And run this up into the handle. Okay, this is a good long carrier. My biggest concern right now is simply this. I go to put this down and there's nothing to keep the ropes from getting too wide, too close to haul appropriately. So I'm going to try to begin with if I just put one board that'll keep the proper spacing at the bottom, tack something on here. If that doesn't work, I may add more, but if I was to drop this, let me move the camera here. If I was to drop this in an uneven wood pile and just throw it down, I may have ropes out here and wood will just fall through. So I want to control the gap. Actually, you know what I decided? Before I put that in there to control the gap, I'm just going to go try this just as is. Just the two handles and the rope, and see if it will load up and haul back. Okay, we're back by the woodshed. I don't have a lot of space to spread this out, so it'll be interesting to see if it'll hold, but I'm going to lay this down, try to lay some wood on it, and see if I can get a big load to go back to the house. So get the handles out there far on the side. Hopefully it'll work. We'll just start. Okay, this is definitely more than the last one held. I think I'm going to have to be a little bit more careful so it doesn't fall out, but I think it's going to work. We'll see if I lose it before I get to the house. First trip went pretty good. Carried significantly more wood than the old carrier. All right, here goes load number 2. The weight of the wood is held in there pretty good, but it's not balancing through the handles like I thought it would. I feel like I'm working to keep it balanced, so we're about to lose the load here. Working pretty good. So I said I was going to add more to keep it spaced, but you know what? I've done several loads now and it's working. It's working well, actually. It holds significantly more than the last one. If I was to try to market this, which I'm not, I would definitely do something to keep the spacing. It's important to, when I lay the rope down, to make sure that it's spaced right so that it's going to be near the ends but not off the ends of the logs. But anyway, it loads up, it carries a lot. and I don't have to have it here and up against my body, and I can get it to the firewood stand. All right, so it worked. I'm gonna leave it like that. And once again, thanks for joining me on the Flanagan Homestead, where Christmas trees are my business, teaching, including horticulture, is my job, and outdoor projects are my passion. I hope to see you again soon, and be blessed, everyone.